Welcome back, friends. And in this period, let's just continue with the biochemistry discussion. And in this video, we'll be discussing about the properties and the function of triglycerides. Kwa hiyo tulishaona structure of triglycerides. Now, some of the reactions of triglycerides, their formation, and some of the properties such as boiling and melting point, as we explained in the previous video. Also explained that in the properties of triglycerides, saturated and unsaturated triglyceride, they have different properties. So in this video, we are going to explain about the remaining properties and the functions of triglycerides in the body. So triglycerides are the commonest lipid in nature and are further classified as fats and oils. Kwa hiyo hizi ndio lipid nyingi tunazozifahamu according to whether they are solids, yani fat, or liquids at room temperature, ambayo tunaichukua kama ni 20. Kwa zikiwa solid na zita fat, zikiwa liquid naita oils. Na hii tumediscuss in the previous period kwamba kwa nini zinaweza exist as solids or liquids. So the higher the proportion of unsaturated fatty acids, the more likely they are to be liquid at given temperature. Kama tulivyosema in previous video kwamba unsaturated fatty acids, they have low boiling and melting point, so they melt at lower temperature, kama ambavyo tumeona kwamba for example oleic acid ina melt at 13.9 degrees centigrade, while some of the saturated fatty acids such as palmitic acid ina melt at 63 degrees centigrade. So that's why palmitic acid at room temperature exists as solid, while oleic acid at room temperature exists as liquid. So triglycerides, they are nonpolar. They are nonpolar. In other words, there is no even distribution of charges within the molecule. Tunavyosema nonpolar, maana yake ni kwamba ni kitu kile ambacho kinakuwa electrons zimezidi upande mmoja kuliko upande mwingine. Tunavyosema nonpolar, maana yake kuna kama electrons zinakuwa roughly distributed, lakini kile kitu hakina polarity, kwamba huku kusema huku ni positive huku ni negative. There is no polarity. Lakini if it could be polar, maana yake ingekuwa na polarity. And kama tulivyo discuss kwenye first lecture kwamba non-polar molecules such as triglyceride and all lipids, they do not dissolve in water. Why? Because water is polar. Kwa hiyo only polar molecules, they have ability to dissolve in water, while non-polar molecules like triglyceride and other lipids, they do not dissolve in water because they are non-polar. In other words, there is no even distribution of charges within the molecule. This means that they do not form hydrogen bonding with water molecule and therefore do not dissolve in water. They are this is hydrophobic. So triglycerides, they are hydrophobic, manake water hating. They are less denser than water, and therefore they float in water. Their tails vary in length according to the particular fatty acid used. Kwa hiyo zenyewe zinakuwa zinaelea kwenye maji kwa sababu zina density ndogo kuliko water. Triglyceride is an example of lipid. It is made up from 3 stearic acid molecule. So its tail are 17 carbon atom long stearic acid, and palmitic acid, the tail is 2 carbon atom shorter to that of stearic acid. So the triglyceride is one among the example of a triglyceride. This triglyceride means it has 3 stearine fatty acids with a glycerol. So stearic acid can be written like this, and it has 17 carbon atoms. You may count 1, 2, 3. So there is no need to count. And palmitic acid can be written like this in condensed structure: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is 16. So this is palmitic acid, and is 2 carbon shorter as compared to stearic acid. A major function of lipid is to act as energy source. They have calorific value than carbohydrate. They have high calorific value. So kama ambavyo to discuss kwenye introduction kwamba lipids zina high proportion of hydrogen which may be involved in the electron transport chain of the respiration and can lead to the release of large amount of energy as compared to the carbohydrate. Also lipids, they have large number of carbon, and large number of carbon will form many molecules of acetyl coenzyme A which will enter the Krebs cycle. So if you don't understand all of these concepts, just stay with me in topic of respiration. Then we shall discuss about the Krebs cycle and how the large number of acetyl coenzyme A will lead to the large number of ATP released from the Krebs cycle. So that is a given mass of lipid will yield more energy on oxidation than an equal mass of carbohydrate. So here we have some of the study questions. And we will discuss these. The first question, why lipids yield more energy in oxidation than carbohydrate? Why lipids yield more energy in oxidation than carbohydrate? So as we said before, the major reasons is the number of carbon atoms and the number of hydrogen atoms. So this is because lipids have a high proportion of hydrogen and an almost insignificant proportion of oxygen compared with carbohydrate. When these hydrogen enter the Krebs cycle and the respiration chain, they will release much energy compared to that released by carbohydrate. Also, the large proportion of carbon in the fatty acid chain will release large number of acetyl coenzyme A, which when they enter the Krebs cycle, they will release large amount of energy. So this is just the summarization of the answer. And here we have some of the point to note. Animals store extra fat when hibernating. And fat is also found below the dermis of skin of vertebrates, where it serves as insulator. Here, it is extensive in mammals living in cold climates, particularly in the form of blubber in aquatic mammals such as whales, where it is also contributes to buoyancy. Kwa hizi ni continuation ya function ya fats kama ambavyo tumesema kule. Ya kwanza hiyo ni source of energy, na hiyo to discuss hata kule kwenye introduction. Pia hapo tumesema kwamba kwenye animals ambao huwa wanafanya hibernation. Hibernation ni wale wanyama ambao wengi huwa wanaishi kwenye mazingira ya baridi. Kwa hiyo wakati wa baridi ikizidi sana, wao wanapunguza the rate of respiration. Kwa sababu gani? Kunavyozidi kuwa very cold, environment inavyozidi kuwa very cold, rate of respiration ina increase, because one among the mechanism ya increase body temperature is by increasing the rate of metabolism. Kwa ili kuzuia wasitumie energy kubwa, they store energy below their skin and then they go to hibernate, wanajificha kama kwenye mashimo. So when they are hibernating, they are using the fat stored very slowly. Wanakuwa wanatumia energy polepole mpaka kile kipindi cha baridi kisha wanakuwa wameshakaa muda mrefu, lakini wametumia fat kidogo. So it acts as insulator. Pia it is used to provide buoyancy in aquatic animals. Also, plants usually store oil rather than fats. Plants such as sunflower and even other plants, they store food in the form of oils rather than in the form of fats. Seeds, fruits, and chloroplast are often rich in oils, and some seeds are commercial source of oil. For example, coconut, castor bean, soya bean, and sunflower seeds, they are used as sources of oils commercially. Pia, when fats are oxidized, the water is the product. This metabolic water can be very useful to some desert animals such as kangaroo rat, which use fat for this purpose. Kwa hiyo animals such as kangaroo, rat and camel. Tutaenda kuona kwamba wanyama kama ngamia jangwani kwenye hii ni chapter 20 ya biological science, lakini pia sio yenyewe tutaenda kuona kwenye homeostasis kwamba ni kivipi kimo fat inamsaidia sana. Lakini kuna study question hapa nyingine ambao wanasema kwamba a camel stores fat in hump primarily as a water source rather than an energy source. Remember tumesema fat inaweza kutumika kama energy source au water source. Lakini kimwe kutokana na mazingira anaishi ya jangwani anatumia kama water source. Hasa A, by what metabolic process would water be available from fat? Simply here the answer is the metabolic process here is oxidation. Carbohydrate could also be used as water source in the same process. Now what advantage does fat have over carbohydrate? The simple answer here is that the advantage which fat they possess is that they release large amount of water because of the high proportion of hydrogen. And another question here, there are answers of this question. Also, this question is found in the biological science book. So you may visit the book and then you will find. If you don't have the book, don't worry. Just stay with me. I will release answers later. So triglyceride and triol are both lipids. Which is more likely to be an oil? Which is more likely to be an oil? So the answer here is that triol is most likely to be an oil. Why? Because it is unsaturated fatty acids. And unsaturated fatty acids, they have lower boiling and melting points. That's why they are most likely to be oil at room temperature. So here are the answers. First, the process by which the fat is made available as water is cell respiration, which is internal or sometimes called as tissue respiration. So fat undergoes oxidation. And the advantage of fats over carbohydrate, only the hydrogen part of carbohydrate in the fatty molecule, they yield water on oxidation. And the fat contain relatively more hydrogen than carbohydrate on a weight basis, nearly twice as much. So that's the single reason why we use fats rather than carbohydrate. And in the second question, triol is likely to be oil because it contains 3 unsaturated oleic acid molecules. Triglyceride is a fat, triol is an oil. And then the last question, all of these 3 questions, they are found in the biological science book. Cells of poikilothermic animals, yani cold-blooded animals, usually have a high proportion of unsaturated fatty acids than homoeothermic warm-blooded animals. Can you account for this? Yani kwamba ukiangalia seli za cold-blooded animals zinakuwa zina unsaturated fatty acid nyingi kuliko homoeotherms. Kwa nini? The major reason here bases on the ability of the fatty acids to melt. So in poikilotherms, their body temperature cannot remain constant. Their body temperature varies with environment, and if the temperature of the environment falls, even their body temperature falls. Kwa hiyo poikilotherms wanahitaji aina ya fati ambayo haitaganda kwa urahisi hata joto la mazingira likipungua. Kwa sababu gani? Fati kiganda manake baadhi ya reaction za seli zitashindwa kuendelea. Zikishindwa kuendelea manake huyo mnyama mzima atakufa. Kama tulivyosema kwenye cytology kwamba cell ndio basic unit of structure and function. Kwa hiyo seli moja moja ikishindwa kufanya kazi, hata nani yote itashindwa kufanya kazi. Yani hata plant mwenyewe, hata animal mwenyewe mzima atakufa. Seli moja ikifa, animal mzima atakufa. Kwa sababu kwa mfano seli zikiganda manake ni kwa mfano hata ile cell membrane tu ikiganda ile materials zitashindwa kuintern to leave the cell. Cells zikidai, the whole animal will die. Kwa poikilotherms zinahitaji unsaturated fatty acid ili isigande na cell reactions ziendelee kama kawaida. Kwa hiyo homoeotherms kwa sababu body temperature yao ina remain high na inaweza kuwa maintained. Kwa hiyo hata zikitumia hii saturated, bado saturated ile ina uwezo wa kuwa muda mwingi iko kwenye form ya liquid. So body temperature for ectotherm become lower in cold environment. Lipids rich in unsaturated fatty acid, which have lower melting point, generally remain liquid at temperatures lower, usually 5 degrees centigrade or lower, than those rich in saturated fatty acids. This may be necessary if lipids is to maintain its function, such as constituents of the membrane. So kama hii lipid ingekuja kuwa solid kwenye temperature ambayo ni hiyo hapo, ingesababisha kwamba mwisho wa siku tushindwe kufanya our normal body functions kwa ubora. So in this lecture, let I end here, and in the next lecture we shall be discussing about waxes. Kwa hiyo waxes nazo ni pure lipid, nazo ni pure au simple lipid. Na kwenye video ijayo tutaangalia tu waxes na tutaangalia function zake, structure pamoja na function zake. Lakini kama umeelewa hii triglyceride, waxes is the very short, and even other lecturers of lipids, they are very short. This was the basis of lipids. So share the video, click the link below to join a group, subscribe the channel for more updates, and just invite more people to join this lecture so that we can be together. For any comment, for any question, just comment below, and for any suggestions in this lecture, just comment below. Thank you, and I wish you nice studies.